Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about Robert Cialdini's 6 Weapons of Influence. So if you haven't read the book yet, then go ahead and get yourself a copy. So it's Influenced by Robert Cialdini. Great book. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the weapons of influence in use. Now, the 6 weapons are the weapons of social proof, reciprocity, authority, likeness, consistency, and scarcity. So why do they matter? Well, when you use these weapons in your sales copy, you get to increase your conversion, okay? And they are super powerful weapons, so you want to use them with caution and don't use it for evil, okay? So let's get started with them. So first, social proof. How does it work? Well, during times of uncertainty, we look around to see what the masses are doing, and then we accept that as the quote unquote right thing to do. So, in the context of sales copy and common examples of that in use, join over 3,600 other satisfied customers and experience the benefits of the Acne-Blast face cream. Just look at the archive of over 1,000 before and after pictures of how ordinary individuals have transformed their lives with the super slim weight loss shake. As seen on NBC News. Now this one has authority embedded, but we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Okay, so that is those are the different examples of social proof in the context of sales copy. Okay, so let's move on to reciprocity. So how does it work? Subjects will feel compelled to comply when they are to reciprocate in value. In other words, if you give someone something they see value in first, they're much more likely to comply when you ask for something in return afterwards. So, common examples of this in use, you see a lot of free estimates for consultants or different services. You see free information being given out in the form of videos or pamphlets, free samples, or these quote unquote no strings attached first time consultation, which is in a way free estimates, but they are not no strings attached at all if you actually read behind the message there. Okay, so within the context of sales copy, first start by giving away something of value. Now this can be tangible or intangible. So you can, for example, say something like this: let me show you a secret. Let me show you a secret. Personal trainers and dietitians don't tell you the whole truth about nutrition because they want you to be their customer for life. Now, here are the 6 nutritional facts for weight loss that they've been hiding from you. And then you'd go ahead and, of course, give them some value, something that will give them some sort of insight and something that they will find value in. And then you'll follow up by asking for the sale. Either give them the step by step solution to getting whatever outcome they want, or making a sale for something. Okay, so in other words, you want to start by giving them something that they find value in, and then actually provide some sort of value, and then ask for the sale afterwards so they feel that they need to reciprocate. Okay, so authority, how does it work? If this person with such status is associated with it, it must work or it must be true. Okay, so that's an inner psychological dialogue that goes on. Subjects are more easily influenced by a figure of authority. So within the context of sales copy and common examples of this in use, quote, Dr. Charles of the AIP Association of Health created this product. Okay, so it's a doctor, so, well, it must be true and it must work. Says expert researcher professor from Stanford University. Wow, Stanford, it's a Ivy League university, so it must be something that's credible and it must work. All right, so consistency. How does it work? The subject is more likely to comply if you create many small commitments first before asking for a big commitment. Okay, so this is actually only one of the examples. So within the context of sales copy and common examples of this in use. So charities often call to first ask you to sign a petition form. So something small, it's a small commitment that's seemingly harmless, right? So seemingly harmless gesture. And then they call back to ask for a donation. And since you signed the petition to support their cause, you will feel obligated to actually, go ahead and comply and make the donation because if you don't, then in a way you will feel that you are not being sincere and you're being incongruent with your previous actions. Okay, so this is super powerful, and that is an example of being consistent, and that's consistency, right? So another example here is salespeople ask questions that are easy for you to say yes to, and then they try to ask for the sale. Okay, so if you say many yeses, then you feel more well, I guess you feel that you need to keep the momentum going and say yes to even the final sale, even when sometimes you don't feel like it's something that you need or you're ready to make the buying decision already. Okay, so this is creating that yes momentum and getting you to stay consistent to saying yes. Okay, so asking men to make donations towards prostate cancer research. Now, the implication behind this is if you're a guy, then you should support prostate cancer research. Okay, so that is a little bit obvious there. So, likeness. How does it work? If the subject can relate to you or like you, then you gain influence. Common examples: Girl Guides door to door cookie selling. Now, who can say they don't support Girl Guides or they don't like the Girl Guides society? You can't say that. They play the likeness card to their advantage very, very well. Okay? So, next example, gold diggers. And the next example, the underdog football team winning support of the crowd at the game. So we as humans were wired, mentally wired, I should say, to relate to the underdogs. So we tend to want to support the underdogs. Okay, so these are different examples of likeness. Now, within the context of sales copy, so this is basically cutting right into the middle of a sales copy. So, but things weren't always this way. I was 35 pounds overweight, broke, depressed, and unhealthy 3 years ago. But then I made the decision to get my life together, and then so on and so forth. So this little quote will create that relatability to show that the person writing this copy or the person who's looking to sell whatever thing to you is just a regular person. So this person is actually relatable, and you create this likeness towards this person. I don't know if grammatically that even makes any sense, but I think you know what I mean. Alright, so scarcity. How exactly does it work? It states this: so subjects are more likely to purchase when faced with a time sensitive buying opportunity or the possibility of quote unquote missing out on something. Okay, so within the context of sales copy, only 16 units left, or the 50% discount is only available until midnight tonight. All right, so these are again the 6 weapons of influence to summarize: social proof, reciprocity, authority, likeness, consistency, and scarcity. Now, using all 6 of these influencers, you'll be able to create massively effective and really high converting sales copy. Okay, so make sure to use them.